Fan projects. I absolutely love fan projects. Fan-made projects are unique pieces of art made specifically in tribute to a particular IP. Most fan-made content creators make this type of stuff out of their love for the IP. Sadly, however, this isn't with everyone. Some people make fan projects because they aren't satisfied with the IP and want to make their own project specifically despite the current direction of said IP. These are known as vanity projects. Fan projects like Sonic Omens and Spider-Man Lotus are great examples of vanity projects. However, there's one vanity project that sticks out like a sore thumb. A fan game so spiteful that it has malware in it in addition to real people being depicted in deadly scenarios. A fan game whose creator has such a toxic history that it's worth telling the whole tale in a video. This is the story of Crash Bandicoot Retro Hijinx. Some of you may be asking, what is Crash Bandicoot Retro Hijinx and why should I care? Crash Bandicoot Retro Hijinx is a Crash Bandicoot fan game developed by Finland user Guyus Who, aka Guyus the Raptor, who will be represented by this dinosaur OC created by him. The game is meant to be a tribute to classic Crash, and is to quote, bring Crash back. Now some of you may be questioning, isn't Crash Bandicoot already back? Didn't he just come out with a new entry not too long ago? Yes. So why does the game have this goal? Well, before we get into the reasons why, we need to talk about Retro Hijinx and why it's a game you should never play. The game has come out with a few demos and they're generic at best, to put it very nicely. Now a lot of you are probably looking at this and saying, this doesn't look so bad, I actually want to play this. Well, you shouldn't because the game has malware. Yeah. So in one of the builds that Guyus released had a batch file that specifically deletes the Crash Bandicoot Insane Trilogy and Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time. Now this is really bad enough as is, however what's worse is that you can see characters in the game being depicted in deadly scenarios, such as being hung from a noose or having their head on a pike.
Hold on. Is that a head on a pike? Is that someone's character? That's someone's OC.
This gives the game a very creepypasta-esque aura to it. So why is the game like this? Well, it all seems to stem back to the game's creator, Guyus Who. This is the YouTube channel of Guyus Who, the creator of Crash Bandicoot Retro Hijinx. Guyus here has a lot of mental issues. He's a very talented artist and a fantastic animator. That being said, he does not use any of his work for any good, and this can be easily seen in nearly all of his community posts.
I've encountered another sadist again. This time, Octoling Game. So if anybody knows her true identity and where she lives, get her to a medical treatment immediately. A psychiatrist at least. P.S. She doesn't know the first thing about respect. Right, Bandicoot? If Insane Trilogy, Nitro-Fueled, and It's About Time and Teen Rumble never existed, you would have not become such a toxic biased cunt. Get a life, and go get a brain surgery while you're at it. So clearly, Raindorf does wish me pure harm, as well as my death, despite of claiming otherwise, since she keeps bullying me instead of proving that she doesn't wish harm, or that her feelings were real.
You see, Guyus has a very strong hatred for the Activision Crash Bandicoot games, and I mean very strong. So much so that if you actually play any of them, you're considered a fake Crash fan in his eyes. So why does Guyus have a huge hatred for the new games? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. He doesn't own them.
Alright, let me ask you something. Have you ever played the new Crash games? Have you ever actually played them?
Who says I really have to? Who says I have to?
I mean...
Yeah, Guyus has never actually even played the Activision Crash games, and blindly hates them due to his inability to play them. Now, this wouldn't be so bad if he didn't constantly spread his hate onto other people who have played them, sending death threats and making edits of them and or their OC being depicted in deadly situations. This is a very toxic and downright insane behavior, nearly on the level of Smash Bandicoot, who is another infamous user in the Crash Bandicoot community. A trailer for Retro Hijinx would be released in November of 2023, with the release date of January 2024. Then the game got delayed. Again. And again. And again. And as of me recording this, the game has still not come out and probably never will. When Guyus first delayed the game, he pretty much stated that it wasn't even halfway done yet. The fact that he announced a release date knowing it's not even halfway done yet just goes to show how desperate he is to hype up his game to other people.
Hey guys, look at my new Crash game. It's gonna be so good it will make you forget about the trash that Activision is making. I'm gonna release it in January. Oh wait. I'm gonna release it in February. Oh wait. I'm gonna release it in March. Oh wait.
Yeah, you can kind of tell that Guyus is really trying to make his game seem better than it is. But that just begs the question, what is Retro Hijinx as a game? If you want to separate the art from the artist, or in this case, the game from its developer, would Retro Hijinx really be a game worth playing?
Ha ha ha! No!
Yeah, the game itself is just not very good at all. I played this on my old computer not too long ago, and I couldn't even get past the first enemy, and that was in both demos at the time. However, a user by the name of Skooma Dennison made a gameplay video of the newer demo that I haven't played yet, nor do I intend to, showing off both levels in the latest demo. Now, some of you are probably saying that judging gameplay footage is an unfair comparison, as playing a game itself would be a more viable way to form an opinion. However, I would like for you all to remember that the developer of this game hates the Activision Crash games with a burning passion, and he's never played them. He's only judged them through gameplay footage. So the developer admits that this is indeed a fair way to critique a game. Now, looking at this gameplay footage, well, I think at least I can say for a fan game, I've seen way worse. However, remember, Guyus the Raptor doesn't want you to see this as a fan game. He wants you to see this as the new official Crash game that will save the franchise. In that perspective, this is the worst Crash Bandicoot game in the entire series. Like, I don't even know what to say. Just put gameplay of Retro Hijinx up and compare it to not just the Activision games, but literally any Crash game in general. Yeah, it's no contest. While the game has good-looking animations, the graphics and overall aesthetics look very mucky and unpleasing to the eye. Look at this gross river level from the trailer. Compare that to the impressive and colorful details from the OG Crash 2, or heck, even the remake. It just looks bad, and again, I would say that this would be acceptable for a fan game, but this isn't meant to be looked at as a fan game. The developer wants you to look at this as a replacement for the newer Activision Crash games. He wants you to play this over this. And not only that, but everything else seems very janky. Like I said, when I first played the game, I couldn't even get past the first enemy. But even then, the game has some very awkward collision detection, which was one of the critiques that Guyus made on Crash 4 in my debate call with him. So if you've been a long-time fan of this channel, you're probably wondering why I'm even making another video on this individual, because I've already made 2 videos on the game, and I did 2 debate calls with the developer. Well, the reason why I'm making this video is because, aside from one video, there hasn't really been an in-depth look at this fan game. No one has ever decided to make a documentary talking about the game in a clean and concise manner. I've seen a few people who wanted to know the story of Retro Hijinx but didn't want to take the time into watching my videos on the game and its developer. So this video is just being made in an attempt to inform people about the game and its developer in a more digestible manner. With all of that said, what are my general thoughts? Crash Bandicoot Retro Hijinx is a very sad fan game, and to call it a fan game is kind of an insult to actual fan games. Like, this game is filled with so much hate that it will actually make you sick. It's more of a hate game, if anything, and honestly, I would advise you to stay the heck away from it unless you are extremely curious. Will I make a review of the game when it comes out? Maybe, if it even does come out, but I don't know. Only time will tell. I'd like to give a special thank you to my channel members TriRealm and Peter Jensen for donating and becoming channel members. Your support really does help and I greatly appreciate it. If any of you want to join the channel membership program type thing, you can click the join button below this video next to the subscribe button, or better yet, you can hit subscribe. Either way, I don't care, I appreciate the support nonetheless. With all of that said, I am the Loweton17. Thanks for watching.